The Last Caretaker has just shown a load of gameplay footage. The first 9 minutes of gameplay. Now, if you don't know what this game is, we covered it just a few days ago. It is basically you as a little robot surviving and saving the human race. You are in charge of a bunch of human seeds, which you will need to, I think, grow and then ship off into space to help rebuild the human civilization. Which does sound quite interesting, but also there are so many questions. And at the moment, there's more questions than answers. But a lot of those questions have been answered with a recent gameplay showcase. Now, they showcased this on IGN on the 7th of March. This is the first 9 minutes of gameplay. And in that 9-minute video, there is so much to go through. Now, the game is developed by Channel 37, and it was brought to us by their community manager. Before we carry on, look at the graph. 92.1% of viewers are not subscribed to the channel, with just 7.9% being subscribed. Those are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up. So I'd appreciate it if you are enjoying the channel and the content that we make. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more survival content. Now, I'm not going to play the full thing, so if you do want to check it out, I will put it in the description down below. But we're going to go over, I've taken a load of notes, and just look at some of the really cool bits that are in there. Now, for a small studio, which this is, Channel 37 is relatively small. They've got no new releases, no previous games. I believe this is their first game. And the first thing I noticed is the amount of detail that has gone into this game. It is absolutely insane. For a small indie title, the amount of stuff that they've put in is mental. So you can see like the anchor chains moving, you can see fuel moving through fuel lines, you can see power moving through power lines, the way that the lighting all works, it just looks phenomenal. The amount of care that has gone into this is great. Now, I'm hoping it plays as good as it looks. Now, you can see some gameplay footage in the background, but that attention to detail and the amount of very small details that don't mean a lot, they don't contribute to the actual gameplay. If they weren't there, you wouldn't notice, but having them there, I think, just makes the game look a little bit better, makes it feel like a lot more time and attention has been put into it. And it's not just sort of an asset flippy slop survival game. Like, there is a lot of those out there. And this feels different from the crowd, which I like. I'm excited to see a little bit more about it. But in the first 9 minutes, we did see quite a lot. Now, other than just those little details, you find out a little bit about yourself, your little robot companion that you are. And the one thing that I didn't really like about it so far is the overall UI. It seems very strange. I'm not really a fan of it, but some people might like that look that they're trying to go for with it. But seeing the UI in action against like charging yourself and using some of the computers, which I'll show you in a second, is really quite cool. Figuring out how to keep your little robot alive. Like, you'll need power, you'll need fuel, you'll need stamina, and the way that you get those is by charging yourself up, which I found really cool. You've got to literally go up to a power station in the wall, get the power line, plug yourself in, and charge yourself. You charge your health like that, you charge your stamina like that, and then you save the game like that as well. You'll be able to plug in, save the game, so this is like a reset point, which is really quite cool, and it's something very different. You don't go into menus, you don't really spend any time in menus that you don't have to, which also shines through in the crafting element. But before we talk about the crafting, I want to talk about the ability that you've got to sort of move things around the map, which I found really quite interesting. I like the way that they've done this. Almost everything that you can see is interactable, like with normal sort of like RPG games where you can just pick up stuff, move it around, like you can use things to decorate and stuff like that. I don't know if we'll be able to do any decoration in this game, but I mean, if you wanted to have a pile of boxes and dead bodies in your building, then you can do that. It's completely up to you. You'll be able to move things around and climb on boxes, move vents to reveal hidden areas, carry torches and things like that around with you. You can pick up glow sticks as well as torches, use the glow sticks to light up the surrounding areas until you've got power on, and it seems like power is also going to be a very big point in this. Being able to move boxes around, climb through vents with a torch to turn on power to other areas, to unlock doors, to keep the lights on, and to be able to charge yourself up. And then progressing through the gameplay, we get to see a little snippet of our home base and where we are. You don't see outside of the base, but you do see the base. Now, the base is quite cool. It looks like we're literally on an underground facility in the ocean. So we don't know about Earth, whether it's flooded or something like that. There's been some sort of flood. Just say that there's been a disaster and it's up to you to bring back humanity. So it does seem like there's been some form of flood, and all of these underground stations are there and built and ready for you to access. And you'll be able to do that with a ship. Now, the ship looks really, really cool. And that is another thing that's going to need power, it's going to need fuel, and there's a lot of details in getting it up and running, which I do like the idea of. But you get it right from the beginning of the game. This gameplay footage was only 9 minutes long, and within 7 minutes, you are on that boat moving out. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to sort of rush through, get on the boat and go out. There was a lot of hidden details and hints at certain areas that we'll be able to explore during the gameplay preview. I'd highly recommend watching the full thing. But the ship does seem really detailed, and it also seems really quite big. So whether we're going to have some sort of storage crates or the ability to build storage crates on the ship is unknown. There is a lot to explore, apparently, in a massive open world, both above the ocean, well, above the water, should we say, and below the water. We don't know if it is an ocean. Now, we've seen screenshots of the ship, but this was the first time we've really seen it in action. And it does seem just like a massive tugboat. Whether we're going to be able to upgrade it, make it a little bit faster, is yet to be seen. It does seem like there's going to be a lot of crafting in the game. Not so much building and base building in the traditional survival sense. It does seem like this, where we start in this hangar, is going to be the central hub. This is where we're going to do all of our fabrication, all of our building, and the building aspects look quite cool. Now, just like yourself and your ship, things need fuel, things need power, so you're going to have to power up machines that you're using. Now, in the gameplay demo, there is one wire that goes to a recycling machine, which I love the way that the recycler works. Looks really cool. You just literally throw stuff in it. You're not in menus, you're not in UIs as often as you are in other survival games. Now, whether that's going to change when it comes to the crafting is yet to be seen. But when it comes to actual deconstructing stuff, just chucking it in the recycler, going around the corner and picking all the bits up is really quite cool. And then powering it, you can see a wire go from the generator into the actual machine itself. Are we going to need to have several wires going around the room, or are we going to end up swapping out wires depending on the machine that we're using? That could get quite tiresome, but then again, if you like the aesthetics and the look of a base, having wires everywhere is going to be really annoying. So hopefully there is a sort of middle ground between those. Maybe you can either turn the actual wires off so you can't see them when you're playing, or you could power things up by having wires around the room instead of them being slung across the floor. As well as the crafting, we also got a look at what they've called the Pico Station. Now, this seems to be some sort of computer system where you're going to go up to it, you're going to input whatever details you want, and this is going to give you more missions, it's going to give you a hint on what to do, and you'll be able to check your base's surroundings with CCTV cameras, which you could see. Now, the CCTV cameras, it looked like they showed some sort of solar field, but I think that's something that we've seen in the trailer already. But overall, the gameplay showcase was really quite cool. Loads and loads of cool stuff in there. It was a quick whiz through, so there's a lot of details that we probably won't get to see just yet. The community manager did say there's going to be a lot of stuff that they're going to show us later down the line, but at the moment, there's no release date yet. It seems like, though, judging by that gameplay trailer, they're very, very close to being able to release. It is coming soon to early access, and it was only announced on the back end of February, so about 2 weeks ago. So being announced and then being released, there's never normally a close window between those two, especially with indie games. Normally it's coming soon, and it can stay as a coming soon game for quite a while without any news whatsoever of an update. So hopefully this is something that we do see relatively soon in 2025, I'd like. But if it needs work, if it needs a lot of stuff, that small snippet of gameplay could just be that first element, and there's nothing else in the game really ready to yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Very excited about this one, though. Let me know what you guys think about The Last Caretaker. And sorry about my croaky voice. I've got a really dodgy throat. Everyone in the house has been ill, so it's been a fun few weeks. Yeah. Love having 2 children in preschool. It's good. Good, lots of diseases coming home every day. Lots of fun. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me. Remember, the graph, not good numbers, 94%. So subscribe to the channel, do me a favour, like the video, comment down below, and stick around for much more. I've been Wired, you've been awesome, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.